What's up, everybody? This is Fair Play coming at you with a review for Empire Season 3, Episode 13, which of course aired last Wednesday. Yes, I'm late, very late, but I'm also right on time because Empire's not going to be coming on tonight. It won't be coming on until next week, so let's get started. All right. The name of this episode is My Naked Villainy. D-Mage, of course, is still trying to get with Jamal, but Jamal doesn't want to have anything to do with him. Hopefully this is D-Major's last time trying to approach Jamal. I wish he'd just leave him alone. Luscious is sick, extremely sick. I mean, low sick. He's in the bed, can't hardly breathe, and he's in need of this risky procedure that from what I understand, from what the doctor said on the episode, is illegal. But Thirsty encourages the doctor to go ahead and do him. He told her he'll pay him whatever he needs to pay, and he'll make sure that whatever legal issues he faces, that he would help to get him, to make sure that he doesn't get in any trouble. Mama Leah was in the room rubbing his face. Anika was there. Of course, like I said, Thirsty was there. And Lucius tells Thirsty before he leaves, he grabs his arm and he tells him to watch his family because they're snakes. They're sneaky. And Thirsty assures him that everything's going to be all right, and that he's not going to let anybody do anything to mess up Lucius's business. Then the next thing they show is Jamal is in the studio with the young lady. What's her name? The one, Adele. I think her name is Adele for real, but I can't think of her name on the show. But he's doing an album with her that's going to be dedicated to Luscious and Cookie. And in their relationship over the years, how it went from love and passion to a hateful type of relationship. It's a Michael Jackson type style teaser that they're putting together. Well, Cookie comes in and tells Jamal to go ahead and release his teaser. She wanted them to film the teaser that night, which is faster than what Jamal had hoped for, but she wants to go ahead and do it while Lucius on his sick bed because she feels like Lucius did the same thing to Jamal when he was in rehab. He released his Inferno album. So this is her way of just going ahead and rushing things and doing things the same way basically Luscious did it. All right, the girl Kennedy that was slapped at Hakeem's birthday party back at the club last week, she is now on television doing a press conference, her and her lawyer. She is going to sue, or she is suing Empire. And what she wants to happen, there are three things that she's asking for. She wants Hakeem to cancel all his public club appearances, and she wants a public apology from Hakeem, and she wants $50 million. Okay? She doing too much. She really doing too much. Okay? She's asking for a lot. I don't know why she won't just try to find out who the boy was that slapped her and actually press charges against him. That's what she should do. She shouldn't really blame Hakeem or Empire for this. But me personally, I believe that Dre has something to do with it. I really do believe he's behind this, but who knows? Because he was in the room talking to Lucius as well while he was in the sick bed, and he was telling him what they could do to go ahead and get around this lawsuit, but we'll get to that later. Nessa is worried about headlining at Juliana's grand opening in Vegas. She's sitting in a club talking to Andre one night, and he's trying to reassure her that everything's going to be all right. She's concerned about the fact that she doesn't have enough music together to actually perform. And he tells her, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of you. We got you. While they're sitting there talking and everything, and he's mentioning Juliana walks up. And she sits down beside Nessa, and she sends Andre to get a drink so that she can propose a threesome to Nessa. She told Nessa, she starts talking all this crap to Nessa about what basically Andre had already told her. He had suggested to Juliana that his way of handling business was doing threesomes. This is how he secures his clientele sometime, and we know he'll do this because he did it when he was married to Rhonda. Him and Rhonda would do things like this, okay? So, she told, like I said, Juliana tells Nessa that her and Dre had an arrangement, that Dre told her that Nessa and him had some type of arrangement. And Nessa didn't know what she was talking about. Nessa was lost. She was like, what are you talking about? What kind of arrangements? And then she realizes what she means, and she starts looking disgusted and bewildered. And at this point, Dre walks up with the drink that Juliana had sent him for. Then they show Cookie. Cookie's about to watch Jamal's teaser video. She's at the studio, and she watches it and everything. And the whole time she's watching this video, she is just blown away, and she's enraptured, and she's caught up in the past, and she's having flashbacks about Luscious. And it's very obvious that anytime she hears anything that reminds her of her and Luscious, she gets very emotional and affectionate. So he still does have a grip on her. And Alonzo better watch it. Cookie is not the woman for him because she's really not over Luscious, but whatever. So they interview her after this. I think it was either before or after the video shoot. They interview her, and she says all of these wonderful things about Luscious. She reminisces and says how much his music brings passion to her and makes her feel some kind of way every time she hears it. And of course, they recorded this interview now, so remember that. Then they go back to Andre. Andre is telling Luscious, he's back in the room with him again. Everybody's in the room standing around Luscious. And Andre is telling Luscious about how to fix this situation. He's telling them to just go ahead and pay her out. Just settle is what he's telling them to do. Just settle out of court. Thirsty wants Anika. Well, Thirsty doesn't want Luscious to settle. He tells him, no, don't you settle. Don't do it. Don't settle with her at all. He said what you should do is get all the dirt you can on this girl, Kennedy, and sabotage her name. Basically, discredit her is what he's going to use. That's the tactic that Thirsty wants to use. He doesn't think that Luscious should settle with this Kennedy girl. But of course, like I said, Andre had insisted that they go ahead and settle out of court. Thirsty wants Anika to wear a wire because he doesn't trust her when she's with Tariq. He told her, I need you to wear a wire, and they're trying to figure out what's taking her so long with Tariq, and she insists that she needs more time because she's got to gain his confidence. But of course, like I said, Thirsty and Luscious doesn't trust her at all, and neither do I, because Anika has shown herself to be shady at times. Okay, so everybody leaves the room. Well, let me say this: Jamal is also he's against Thirsty's idea of making a girl look bad. He doesn't want them to victim shame her. He doesn't want her to be blamed for what happened at that club that night. Let's see. Thirsty also told Anika when she kept saying that she needs more time. He told her that if she don't hurry up and get this done, she can be killed. And she's also, when she dies or when she gets killed, Tariq will be framed for her murder. So Thirsty and the rest of them walk out of the room and leave Anika in there with Luscious. Now that's apparent that Thirsty doesn't like or trust Anika either. So when they leave Anika in the room, all of a sudden she changes. Her whole persona changes, and she starts rubbing on the bedpost and peeping around at it and looking at Luscious, and she starts to taking advantage of him, and she starts to threaten Luscious while he's laying in the bed with respiratory tubes hooked up to him. And she goes up to him and tells him that she reminds him that they don't have a prenup, that neither one of them ever signed a prenup, and that if he died, she'd get everything. And while she's talking to him, she actually unplugs this man's oxygen and respiratory tubes from him, and where he starts to choke and he's almost about to suffocate. But while this is happening, old Luscious, you know, he stays strapped. Luscious took that shaky hand out from under that pillow and pulled a pistol out on Anika, honey. I say this, if this don't remind me of that scene in Harlem Nights where Swift, played by Eddie Murphy, when he pulled that gun out on Jasmine Guy's character, that's the only thing I thought about. I remember that. I said that happened on Harlem Nights. Funny, y'all, how they refer back or they use scenes that from the past. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. So when he pulls that gun out, even though his hand's shaky, he scares Anika, and Anika plugs that respiratory machine back up, and she backs her peanut head up, and she leaves. Then they show Juliana. She is well, I'm gonna tell you like this: they're gonna have to get rid of Anika. It's obvious that she's no good and she can't be trusted, and she knows now, since he pulled that gun on her, she knows that she gonna have to do something. Because she in trouble now, she in danger. Because when Luscious gets up, it's over for Anika, and she knows it. Then they show Juliana at this club, and she's meeting with them same bunch of goons that she ran into or that she was talking to last week. I think the ringleader, his name is Gino, and he is, of course, wanting to get a hold to Luscious. Dre is trying to get a casino license with him in Vegas, and Gino tells him the only way I do it is if I get 25% off the top every month from his revenue for the life of the casino. And of course, that's a lot. That's too much. And Dre says, ain't no way I'm gonna give you 25%. And so Gino has his men, of course they all come with backup. He brought his men out to threaten Dre into going along with his demands, but Dre had his boys too. In comes Shine, about 3 or 4 other rough looking Negroes. They come out the back too, and the next thing you know, Andre told him, he said, how about 5%? And of course, against his better wishes, Gino shakes his hand and agrees because Andre was ready. And Juliana looks up. She seems to be pleased and impressed with Dre. So Andre and Juliana get up and they walk out like the power couple, honey. They look better together than Andre and Nessa do. So I got a feeling them two gonna wind up together. But then again, I don't know. Juliana, is something about her. She ain't right. She knows Luscious. I feel like she knew. I felt the whole time like she knows him, and it's something more to this situation. I don't think she wants Dre at all. Dre's gonna want her, but this is gonna be a mess. So the next thing you know, they show Anika going to Cookie's house, which is unusual. She knocks on the door. Cookie opens the door and is like, what do you want? And so she tells her that she wants... So Anika tells Cookie that she wants her to take baby Bella just in case. If anything happens to Anika, if she goes to prison or if she winds up dying, she wants Cookie to raise her. And Cookie's like, we'll take care of her. She gonna be all right. We got her. She gonna be safe. She said, no, Cookie. I want you to take her to your house. Keep her with you and raise her yourself. I trust you. You're the only one I trust with her. And Cookie was like, how do you trust somebody that you hate to raise your child? And that's when Anika tells her she's seen the way that she has raised and how she has protected her sons and how she'll do anything to protect her 3 boys, and she knows that she'll take care of baby Bella the same way, because at the end of the day, Bella is a lion too, and she knows Cookie would do a good job with her. So Cookie assures her, okay, I'll do that now. You can get on out. Bye. I'm through now. I will take care of your baby. And so on the way out the door, Nika tells her, I know that both of us have done some things for the man we love. And then Cookie's like, wait a minute. I don't love Luscious, is what Cookie says. And of course, Anika doesn't believe her. She says, you keep saying that, but that's not true. You do love Luscious. And so Cookie didn't argue with her at that point, and Anika left. Okay? Then they show Cookie and Angelo. They go to vote for Angelo, of course. It's voting day. They run into a couple of Jamal's fans when they go outside, who've seen the Cookie and Luscious teaser, and they run it in the ground. They start talking about how they like Cookie and Luscious together. Even on the internet, I think they put some hashtag like Coocious for Cookie and Luscious, and they just run it in the ground. It's making Angelo feel real uncomfortable, the way that they are boosting up Cookie and Luscious relationship, like they want them to get back together. And so, of course, Cookie's trying to brush them off and tell them, go ahead on. She done signed their little pictures and everything and told them, please leave, go ahead on. She took a picture with them. And Angelo gets a little upset, and he starts to walk away. And he tells her that Luscious has always had a terrible influence on her. And he actually walks away and leaves Cookie standing out there in the cold. And that's when Cookie had a flashback. And she thought about the guy that she was dating before she started dating Luscious. And he told her the exact same thing one day when she was standing out in the snow. I don't know if she was selling drugs or what, which I think she was. He was trying to figure out what she was doing out there. He was checking on her. He was, concerned about her and trying to figure out why she's not going to college and everything. And she just brushed him off. And he told her the same thing, that Luscious is a bad influence on her. So anyway, they go back and they show D Major again. He runs into Jamal, like I said, still trying to get with Jamal, but he don't want him. He's done. And I told y'all that when I first started doing this recording, but that was too early. This is when it actually happened. Okay. So then they show Thirsty and Hakeem and Kennedy and her lawyer in the conference room at the law office, and they are grilling, well, not at the law office, they were probably at Empire, but Thirsty is literally starting to grill Kennedy on her past, and he starts making her feel real bad. I mean, he was literally doing this victim shaming thing, and Hakeem at first was co-signing on everything, telling her, you done drunk up all the drinks in the club and all that, but when Thirsty started going in on her too hard, even Hakeem started to feel bad, but he didn't say anything at that moment. The girl starts getting upset, and she starts trying to get Hakeem to tell the truth. Tell him, Hakeem, tell him that I didn't do anything. Tell him what happened. You know that he started this fight with me. But Hakeem didn't say anything, but you could tell he was very upset about what happened. Very upset. And he knows that the girl was attacked, but at that point, he didn't say anything, but he had a change of heart. I'm going to stop this recording right here because I'm about to run out of time on this recording. This is part 1, and I will be doing part 2 next. See you in a minute, or talk to you in a minute.